It takes a long time to get down this driveway. You know, they're backing her in.
Yeah, what is she on, a tricycle? I didn't get this bit.
Yeah, it looks like an antique, tricycle jet thing that's, almost going to fall apart as she's coming up the cobblestone driveway.
Maybe everybody did, but I'm telling you, the second I saw those air traffic controllers, I go, I hope it's a really tiny plane. And
Hi, hello, and welcome to another brand spanking new episode of another Bachelor podcast. My name's Dylan. I'm saddled up next to one real Nicholas Davis.
what's going on, everybody?
Patrick, the producer of the podcast, over there behind the glass.
Hi, guys. How are you?
That was a bad time to take a sip of water. It was coming right back to me. I shouldn't have done it. Anyways, it's the first episode of the season, guys. It's the premiere episode. I'm jazzed. I don't know how you guys are feeling.
I had a pretty fire tweet last night.
Oh.
I said, first episode of The Bachelor is just like preseason football. I'm always jazzed to watch it because the game's been away for so long.
Yeah.
But when it finally arrives, I realize why I hate the first episode / preseason.
Right.
And I'm just really excited to get the regular season underway.
What do you think about doing a brand new segment just to kick things off every single episode called Nick's Fire Tweets, where we just talk about it? What do you think, Pat?
Sure, let's do it. We need more segments.
All right. Well,
Do I get a vote?
I think your vote's pretty clear.
I'm in.
We need to get into general thoughts. It was obviously a 3-hour extravaganza. Very long. Most sane would say too long. But I was happy that we did not get a live element to this production. Because I'm glad. Hopefully those are euthanized for the beginning of the season. What say you?
I thought for sure when I saw it was 3 hours,
Right,
that there'd be a buttload of live studio audience shit. And
let's cut to Cherrywood, Minnesota to see sixes talk about this show.
Or worse, let's catch up with Brian and Rachel and their wedding plans.
Yeah.
Fuck those losers.
Why are we doing this?
Exactly. Hey, can I jump in here on my general thoughts?
Yeah.
I thought it was a great episode. I very much like Nick was like, oh, I'm kind of excited, but 3 hours when I heard that, I'm like, this is going to be a miserable experience. I'm going to hate this. They're going to do endless recaps, and they didn't really do much of that. They jumped right into the show, and I appreciated the hell out of that.
All action, no fat.
It was kind of like, I don't know if there's any Star Wars fans out of there, but it was like Rise of Skywalker, where it's just flying, and it adds all the elements of the series that you really enjoy.
Oh, my God.
Kind of a hometown little tease there. We had some country music.
You want to start this episode off with that controversial a take, just alienating so many people out there, just completely negating anything you say moving
I'm trying to be a better person,
The
Dylan.
Rise of Skywalker.
A lot of people have said
Shut
I've
up.
been negative and hateful of the show that I do a podcast with.
Yeah, the preamble was about how miserable you were going to be. What are we talking about? Rise of Skywalker. Don't bring that movie up.
I appreciated it, Pat, because I love coming in here with the enthusiasm for this. I think it's actually going to be a really good season. I'm ready to take flight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So we begin this season with a hope that this could be the most beautiful love story ever. Will it be? No.
They said that about Hannah and Jed's season. We all know how that turned out.
Yeah, that's pretty romantic, though. But that's why we're here, to explore this really bizarre, pathetic gauntlet of love.
About as romantic as Seven. It's too late.
The movie 7?
It's way too late.
Okay.
Because that's not romantic.
Okay, so we start with Pete Weber, who, no, not the bad boy of the PGA.
PBA.
Oh, PBA, excuse me. Don't want to wind up in errors and omissions, which will be coming later. No, our Bachelor. Very cinematic open here, huh, guys?
Oh, the flight?
It was Top Gun.
You know, I was thinking about renting Top Gun last night because I've never seen it, and I knew that could be problematic, and I feel like as a host I've kind of failed.
No, you haven't. in Top Gun is a wildly overrated film. It completely sucks. I watched it with a group of friends this past summer. Everyone was bored to pieces and staring at their phone.
All right, well, there you go. If you think, oh my gosh, how could you not see Top Gun? I hear it's a bad movie. That's why I haven't seen it. Okay, so Peter hops in his plane and does some just really unsafe maneuvers to the family home. We get a little bit of a roll in the plane. Did you see that? That roll?
Looked dangerous.
Looked really dangerous. And I'm convinced that if he had actually done that move, we would have in-cabin footage of it. Spinning around.
Oh, are you thinking that perhaps a stuntman was the one flying the plane and then we just cut to Peter?
I don't want to don tinfoil caps this early, but yes. Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, so let's get to the family home. This house is a terrifying place. It's like a happy haunted house. The rhythmic Spanish in concert with the parents. The father just starts laughing at it when they're talking about how sad he was, and then they all just start dancing. It's like cheery anarchy.
Don't despair, for the waters run. That which is for you will never get lost or ever die.
Yeah,
that was what their song, the chant they did.
Yeah, I mean, I can't pat myself on the back too much. They had subtitles that said that,
right?
But I did rewind it to get that.
Yeah.
Hey, can I just say something about this family?
Sure.
There's something fucking fishy here. This is a little too perfect. A little too perfect for my liking. I mean, I watch it and I'm like, hey, maybe if I was brought up by these parents, I wouldn't be such an asshole.
You know, I'll tell you what. I think I have my finger on what's fishy.
What is it?
You know, this is well tread upon ground, but we've talked about a pilot's the most unfaithful profession in these United States. I mean, if someone said creepy cheater, you'd draw this guy up. The mustache, the thin face. But I really do love this family. I mean, they stress this bilingual, raising of their children. It's so beautiful to not make waste of the opportunity to speak Spanish and English.
Back to Patrick's point about it being like a little too perfect. I've definitely seen whispers out there of like some culty type stuff, but I really just have chose not to dive in because I would rather live the fairy tale and just have them be a really model family.
You've heard of cults?
I mean, just people are just saying that I don't know.
Cults?
Just culty. I don't know. It might just be a disparagement of religion. Okay. You can conflate the two. It is a fine line sometimes.
It's hyperbolic. Yeah, but I get it.
Nick, I'm with you, but I think I have put my thumb on it. It's reverse cuckolding. Okay. The couple, his parents like to keep the little excitement in the bedroom. She allows her husband to give fellatio to young black men while she watches.
Hey, what an inappropriate take. How inappropriate. All right. We got to get to Harrison.
When you're right.
Harrison. Really good unit. Harrison's driving our bachelor around for a bit and asks Peter what he wants to find in a girl. Pat?
What are you looking for? Like, what kind of girl? Like honestly.
Harrison's such a catty bitch. So driving around with this too excited young man having this awkward conversation, you think he's slowing down a bit with this job at all? Or he's just like, it's too easy and it's too much money?
Are we talking about Harrison?
Yeah.
Well, they definitely have really sidelined him quite a bit last season, and they're kind of showing there's shadows of that this season already. I mean, he was basically not there for all 3 hours.
Yeah, but if you do need to wrangle a cow away from the bachelor, I mean, he'll step in and he'll kind of fucking save the day.
But they'll use it as a stinger at the end of the episode. Sure. It doesn't even get in the episode.
So the mouse is going to fire him soon.
No, I think he's going to be around for a while. I think he's pretty entrenched, and we've talked about before, it's a cushy gig, and he loves it. He loves getting buddy.
Loves it.
He's like Matthew McConaughey. He's like, they just keep getting I just keep getting older, and they just stay the same age.
You're saying he's fucking the contestants?
Just being in their world.
Oh, okay.
He's like marrying one of them. It keeps him young.
Yeah. Let's get to the limo exits. Okay, so first up we've got Aliyah. You know, one of her parents was a daughter to Grandma Rose, who penned her granddaughter a note that she brought. This was actually a really good move. A wild coincidence that Pete Goober-Weber also has a Grandma Rose, but wow, I mean, sparks flew right out of the gate.
Oh, you couldn't look that up?
What?
As you're coming on the show?
Oh, really?
I'm just saying.
Wow.
Seems pretty manipulative, and I have I caught a little something. Normally, Nick's the one with the screenshots on this podcast,
wow, okay.
but we caught a little something. Caught a little something later on in the episode when that letter's read.
Wow. The handwriting's not scratchy and dead enough?
No, Laya, whatever the fuck her name is, she says when she hands him the letter that she has not read it.
Yeah.
But when he reads it, there's some things that come about.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you pronounce it a liar.
Nice.
Oh, what a tease. Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, we're plenty more here.
But I can't agree with you enough, Dylan. There's been 24 seasons of this show. There's 30 limo exits every year. That's 720 limo exits.
Yeah.
It's hard to stand out.
Yep.
And this was very memorable and ensured that they would have to have a conversation later. Genius move.
Yes.
There's going to be other types of, this is going to be replicated in the future.
Yeah. It's very smart. It's insurance. You know you'll have at least a sit down and you won't end up like Cheyenne or whatever her name is.
Cheyenne.
Looking around, just getting upset at everybody, not doing anything.
Not taking extreme ownership. Don't want to get ahead of myself.
Dude, she
Cheyenne.
is one that needs some Jocko in her life. We'll get there.
We will get there.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Sydney's next. Starts off shitting on the Bachelorette. So rude. Mickey's not going to let that stand. Yeah, so she's pretty forgettable. You could cut that entire thing if you wanted to.
I mean, Patrick and I found her attractive.
We absolutely did. And let me remind the audience, she went to high
is
school
important.
with Alabama Hannah.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. All right, well, makes it even more stinging that she just farted all over Hannah. I don't know why I did that twice. Okay, so Hannah Ann is up next. Ladies and gentlemen, our villain.
Well, I'm going to have to disagree with you there, Dylan.
Okay.
She may be the villain. We've had women in the past that get a little egotistical very early on in the first episode and then just kind of fall off. Chelsea, the single mother, I believe in Jake.
Right.
I forget whatever his name is.
I think it was Nick.
Maybe it was Nick, yeah. She was going to be the villain because she got the first rose and then she wanted all the attention and annoyed all the other females. We're like, there's the villain.
Wide mouth.
Fell off.
Yeah.
Never happened. I think Mackenzie, not to get ahead of myself, is going to be the villain.
McKenna.
Is it McKenna? Sorry.
Mykonos, yeah. I think that she's more of like an Iago type. She is crazy. She concerns me. I worry about the safety of everybody involved.
I agree with you, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. So
Yeah, okay.
I'll say my thoughts on
Yeah,
McKenna.
we'll wait. So let's talk about Hannah Ann. Boring exit, but we do get a package on her. It's such a silly name. And her, I don't know. Her and her lemonade family seem nice enough.
They seemed mirror images of, I don't know, the cultiness that is Peter's family.
Yeah.
I don't think that. Other people think that.
Sure, yeah.
I think it's lovely and I trust it.
Right.
But yeah, Hannah Ann, that's how they're gonna vibe. But she came out so confident. I knew immediately. All these girls were worried. She owned him.
I really don't like her.
I love her.
I really do not like her. We'll get to it.
A little side note here. One of the girls is a virgin because that gets brought up in the trailers that we've seen. I think she's the virgin.
Yeah, I don't buy that.
If that's the storyline,
Not trying to comment on her, like, libido or her, I'm not trying to call her a hussy or anything. I just don't buy that she's that role this season.
I agree, Dylan. I think she's been fucking
walking on landmines in 2020. Okay, so let's get to Sarah. Yes.
Important thing about Hannah from our preview episode.
Yes.
We gave out some preseason award.
Thank you. Thank you
you
so
gotta bring
much.
this up,
Thank
dude?
you.
Have to.
Yeah.
She got the hospice award from one of us. That was Pat.
Yeah.
And guess what? She's still here. She got the front runner award from me. Guess what? She's my front runner right now.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get to Sarah, who seems really lovely, really great vibes, easy going, Okay, so let's move on to Lauren. Oh, yes?
I thought she was a panicky mess.
Oh, stop.
Her and she came out. There was no silence between them. They were both talking over each other. It was very awkward. He spun her. They put her back in. She was panicked.
Oh, wow. You have a very visceral reaction to this.
I do.
Not sure why I couldn't say visceral there.
It was on the heels of Hannah Ann, who just came in stone cold, and like there were like pauses. It was eerie. It sent a shiver up my spine.
Okay.
I love her.
All right, let's get to Lauren, or as you deemed her, Cien 2.0.
Thank you for being
What do we have here?
Travel down the road
Well, you know what this is. Why am I playing this?
Because
Outfit alert.
She wore sequins. The first woman lady I ever masturbated to in 1985 was Rue McClanahan.
Tell him, baby.
Every episode of The Golden Girls, when she'd go out on one of those one-night stand dates of hers, always wearing sequins. That's what Lauren came in today with.
All right, let's talk about Victoria P. Yes, Pat.
Oh, well, go ahead. What were you going to say about it?
That was a very belabored sigh there.
Well, they have to do a happy dance
Oh,
to calm their nerves.
So inconsiderate of her.
Well, given the story that we get a little later about her background,
Sure.
There ain't no dance in the world that's going to shake off 20 years of childhood trauma. Run,
Yeah.
Peter.
So she seems like a very sweet person. Rather tough story. Father died, I believe. Mom, tale as old as time. Fallen in love with smack. And she likes nursing because she likes taking care of people who can't take care of themselves. Every nurse I've ever come into contact with, I've pretty much been like, yeah, I got it. I'm fine. I don't know what she's talking about.
Because you haven't had someone who like is truly passionate about giving care, such as Victoria.
Oh, side note I was going to make. I wonder how Mom feels about being called out for being a checked out crack whore.
Right. Maybe not that exactly. So,
I think that's the lifelong punishment you receive from
that's the
punishing your
scarlet letter
child.
you don.
I like that take, Nick.
All right, so let's talk about McKenna next. That's her name, right?
Mm-hmm.
She checks him out.
The fashion blogger.
As I said before, I'm concerned about her mental fragility.
I agree. She's mentally fragile. Even I don't even know if it's a strong enough word. She seems like misery to me.
Yeah.
She keeps talking about how this is supposed to be the perfect love story with her and Peter. She gets
Right.
irrationally upset a little later when she doesn't get the one-on-one. Like she's gonna be pulling her hair out, scratching right underneath her eyes. It's gonna get ugly with her, and she's gonna have him tied to a bed and break his ankles with a cement block between his. Legs.
Something else you were reminding me of was our generation's Basic Instinct swim fan.
Oh,
Swim fan?
I do. I saw it in theaters.
Yeah, I think I saw it in theaters too.
They got us all at that age because they had it in the preview that they have sex in the pool, and it was super hot.
Oh my gosh,
It was
that's
super
so
hot.
right.
Yeah, I don't know. It was right age. Man, we all saw Swim Fan.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on McKenna?
I was going to say having sex in the pool. Don't do it. I did it once. I got a urinary tract infection.
Well, I think that's kind of a modern marvel. I don't know how that happened. There's so much chlorine in the pool.
Sex in any wet setting is overrated.
Yeah, very overrated. Very overrated. Okay, so let's get to Marissa, who you took umbrage with the spelling of her name. Patrick?
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah.
Super hot. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm so sad to see her go. I actually thought she should have stayed. If she had one more day to be there, I think she would have moved further along down the campaign.
I don't want to sound like a man, like a filthy white man, but she's like too beautiful to send home. Like, even if you didn't have a great don't send her home. Right. She's too gorgeous.
You know what she should have did when he did send her home?
Yeah,
because she doesn't get too much camera time, so we can talk about her now. She should have said, it was spelling my name, right? It was the spelling of my name, right?
A baby bird did jump into our DMs who was named Marissa, Marisa, and said her name is different. It's Morissa. Like we discussed, there's Maurice's, which is like It's got more sound.
Right. M-R-E.
I got to start like noting these things, who that came from. But thanks for the tip.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I don't think it really relaxes Pat at all about the spelling of her.
Well, also, I don't like baby birds chiming in on things that I said. So I'll be watching that Facebook group.
Yeah, and if you're a new listener, just something to know about Pat. He doesn't handle criticism well, and he is an expert in Black culture.
Crazy old Maurice. Now, one person commented on that. Do you guys know what that's from?
Don't care.
I'm not going to tell you. But if Marissa's rapid weight gain and then subsequent rapid weight loss is any indication, she's going to be back. All right. She's no quitter.
Well, I will say, really inspiring story. And the horrors of the pageant industry, just, they're on display again tonight. And, if this is a cautionary tale for anything, just wake up, people. Let's kill this sick tradition we have in this country.
Oh yeah, I can't. I was almost remiss. I'm so glad you brought it up.
Yeah.
Tale as old as time. Oh, that industry fucked her life up. Crazy.
Yeah.
Never heard that one.
Yeah, we haven't. Okay, so there's one named Kelsey.
Enough with the pageants. Sorry,
it's okay. You're passionate. Teddy Fresh. Okay, so there's one named Kelsey next. Okay, let's get to our flight attendants. We've got Eunice, Jade, who wrote Hot Topic Airlines. That's a bad one. Then
Megan.
Another one, yeah. Any thoughts?
No, nothing. Nothing.
I wish you could hear a nod like that on the podcast. So let's get to Tammy K next. She's just a lot. She's a ton.
It's too much.
Very intense.
She looks like a gym rat, or she is a gym rat. And then she's a house flipper.
Deadlifts more than me.
Those are 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Next thing I want to know is she was married to a club promoter, and then she's out. But no, those things all go together.
Yeah,
she seems like a colossal pain in the ass. Too much energy.
All right.
Too much.
All right, Tom.
I can't agree enough, though. Hot take.
Me too.
Hot take. She is on steroids and/or amphetamines. Amphetamines. But no, I'm telling you, that's where she gets all this energy to get up at 5 a.m., go to CrossFit, and then just go be switching out drywall on the phone with someone else selling a house.
Totally. And still drinks lots of cold brew. For some reason, still drinks tons of cold brew.
I'm going to get crucified for this, but deepest voice I've ever heard on an Asian woman, bar none. So, yeah.
You're so right, though, because that pre-workout supplement, I mean, it gets you jacked to fucking no end. Doesn't matter that your piss is highlighter blue. You're feeling so alive. And then a doctor just writes you a script for Adderall. It's the same thing. She's got a violent addiction. We shouldn't make fun of it.
Is it addiction if she's winning at life, Dylan? I don't know. Give me your stack.
Who was the... Ew.
That's what you call people's regimen of steroids, their stack.
Oh.
Learn something new every pod. Pretty much, we can guarantee that. Hop in the iTunes ratings and reviews and just leave 5 stars. If you in the know with something, just what's your stack? I've never said that, but I think you could. I think you could get away with it. Okay, so like I said, I apologize, but I'm not sure the name of the next girl that gets out.
It's Cheyenne or Cheyenne, something like
Cheyenne,
that.
yeah. All right, I skipped over Madison. Shame on me because she's concerning one-on-one we'll get to later, but she seems like she's going to, last a little bit. Let's chat about her. Big SEC girl, Auburn. Go Tigers.
And just a baller, 4 state championships. That's
pretty impressive.
That school is a dynasty. Running Alabama, I can only imagine the handshake deals her father has with some NCAA coaches.
Yeah.
I would love to get some tape on them and see what kind of system they're running down there.
I think it'd probably sound like this. We can get your girl a new Toyota Camry. That's the level of game they play.
I agree.
Are you saying that they basically buy players with gifts?
Sure, but at USC they give Reggie Bush souped up Cadillacs, but it was a joke about the smaller pool of money that the NCAA women's.
So it's a cheaper car.
It's a cheaper car.
Yep.
Hey, so she has a vicarious father. We talked about it, but I think he's got a Benjamin Button thing going on. Very concerning. He looks like a 5-year-old man.
Let me say this about this relationship. It ain't ever going to happen. All right. Because Peter's a complete pussbag. He's a wimp. He will never be able to stand up to her father. He will fall under, he will crumble under his
5
shadow.
years old.
It doesn't matter. He's a basketball coach.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. He's a real man.
All right.
Peter's a wimp.
All right. Let's get to Courtney next. This is my wild card, cosmetologist.
Really? Someone that works at Sephora?
I said Mac, but
okay.
Yeah, I think you're right on. It takes a long time to get down this driveway. They're backing her in.
Yeah, what is she on, a tricycle? I didn't get this bit.
Yeah, it looks like an antique like tricycle jet thing that's like almost gonna fall apart as she's coming up the cobblestone driveway.
Maybe everybody did, but I'm telling you, the second I saw those air traffic controllers, I go, I hope it's a really tiny plane. And and sure as shit, she comes pedaling out. It was taking too long. She shouldn't have yelled. To be honest, she fucked it up by yelling. Yeah. We never got a really good shot of the plane.
Right.
Shut your fucking mouth and let it play out. Sometimes silence is golden. But yeah, it was pretty good though.
So she looks like if Olmec and Summer Sanders consummated. You know what I mean?
Those are just, man.
Two Nickelodeon icons.
Yeah. I watch more Figure It Out than I care to admit.
I mean, two Nickelodeon icons. I don't mean to be insulting. But yeah, Courtney's going to be a week sixer. You know, she's going to be a week sixer. What do you think?
I disagree.
3?
No, I think she'll be gone in the next couple episodes.
I don't know. He said he really loved her eyes later, so it's like, why would you say that to someone like you don't think you're gonna like? Why would you try to like court someone like that? Like, kind of influence it. So I think she might be. I picked up on that little nugget. So I think she might be around a little while.
Okay. Well, who's the one in the suitcase?
That's Kiera.
Kiera. Poor Kiera, because Pete looks at that suitcase. Takes a good amount of time to open up. He just kind of looks at it for a while. Peter, open it. She can't breathe. Yeah, I mean, she's a week 3. Nothing there at all. Surprised she made it through the first night, but really concerning stuff. Shitface Harrison comes out and curses. Says that's some David Copperfield shit. Okay, potty mouth. Then says we should cut her in half.
Later on, we should cut her in half, Peter. And Peter says, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, exactly. Peter, I know it's an awkward situation, but you can't be tricked into saying, I agree, when somebody's talking about murder.
And it like the whole thing is like, oh, it's supposed to be a joke, but like Chris Harrison winked at Peter when he said it. Like Chris Harrison's gotten into some weird shit.
Weird shit.
He'd totally be down to cut one of these girls in half if.
Dude, there are some of these golf retreats that people take up in Newfoundland. 19th hole, you know, it's not a bar, it's a dungeon.
Talking about some hostile shit here?
Oh, what's that cost?
A lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money, yeah.
One day.
I've always wanted to play Cabot. Okay, so let's talk about Lexi. She comes in the red Corvette. She's too mysterious. It's almost like she's putting on mysterious. She looks like she prefers anal.
Yeah. I'd agree. No, I totally agree.
Sorry, I should have wrote that down because then I was going to say it. There was a chance of me saying it. I don't want it in the podcast.
Doing it, if you didn't, I would.
I know, but I would. That's your lane. I should have let you do it.
She says when she gets out of the car, she says, I like to go fast. Okay? That's a girl who likes to take it in the can. All right?
Okay. All right, let's talk about Victoria F.
She likes it fast. She likes to take it.
Let's talk about Victoria F. Says dry humor. That's about the only thing that's dry on me. Okay. I love this girl. I love her. I think she's so goofy. She's so fun if you got to know her. I love that she's like, I don't want to be Victoria F. She's just too nervous. She's falling apart in this environment. It's way too stressful for her.
I agree 100%. Yeah. She can't. She can't handle this. But I'm also feeling. You know what her occupation is? She's a medical salesperson. She's the hot chick that walks into doctors' offices, whatever drug she's supposed to sell. Right. So she has to have a personality, and she has to be able to sell and sex it up.
Yeah.
So she's got that, which I'm not seeing any of that kind of personality shine through here. Kind of a type A personality.
Yeah, I think she's being overwhelmed by the process right now.
Yes.
It's really sad to see. Mm-hmm. Hey, so I've got a blank spot here in my notes, which is very concerning, but do you guys have the next couple girls that come out?
Sure. Nick, you want to go or me?
I'll take the first one, then you take the next one.
Oh, you guys are going to swap?
Yeah.
No,
That's a lot of fun.
I actually want Pat to go on this one. Sorry.
All right, we got Deandra.
Ruin the fun.
she's got a windmill attached to her body, and this is like one of like the 3 next times where women are gonna like come out of limos and just throw sex at them.
Oh, right, that's right.
She says, "Are you ready for round 5?" Because Peter had sex with Hannah 4 times in the windmill. So this bit is, are you ready to fuck again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If the roles were reversed. Yeah. Hey, you ready to fuck? Imagine a guy coming out of limo with the Bachelorette. Hey, look at me. I'm doing a trope, a callback to last season when you fucked one of the guys and then dumped him. Hey, you want to fuck me? Great. Oh, Nick, and then the next girl. Well, what does she do?
I also had some stuff about Deandra.
Oh, sorry.
White male hero.
But yeah, we should let everybody know that's he really glossed over the intro, but that's a segment Pat likes to do called "If the Roles Were Reversed."
Yep.
Where he gets really fired up about.
He gets fired up, and he kind of becomes the mouthpiece for the Forgotten America.
And he's doing a great job. Fight the good fight, Pat. But my problem with it wasn't the fact that the reverse misogyny, I don't know what you would call it, of her. My problem was her logic. It was flawed for sure.
Yeah.
She dressed as a windmill.
Uh-huh.
Peter didn't fuck the windmill.
Oh, that's right.
Unless she was trying to say that she wants to watch Peter and Hannah have sex for a 5th time. Then she was spot on, but I do think she was messed up.
Okay, so who do we have next?
Peyton.
Yeah.
She's 23, a business development rep from Wellesley, Massachusetts. Pat, you familiar with the city?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Where is it from Lunenburg?
Wesley?
Yeah.
It's about 2 hours south. And it's where all the rich white people from if you can't get into a real college, your son from it used to be an all-girls school, by the way.
Right.
That's where it's built around.
It's a very prestigious liberal arts school now.
Yes.
It's where MGMT went. Yeah, that's where they came up with Electric Feel, all hopped up on psychedelics and poetry.
It's a bunch of woods and a bunch of hicks, except for the college. There's really nothing going on there.
Yeah.
Well, she just comes out and screams 4 times.
Yeah.
That
Four
he did
times?
it 4 times.
4 times?
Yeah.
4 times?
Oh, I wrote my notes wrong. She just comes out and screams 4 times.
Okay, can we move on?
Jasmine, she is the second Asian lady.
Yeah, who is this?
She doesn't speak English in the intro, but they do have the subtitles, and it says 4 times, Peter.
Oh, that's right.
4 times.
That's right.
They're really playing with us here, joking it up about him fucking Hannah.
Yeah,
4 times.
we've got some loose change here, don't we?
Where's the loose change?
Well, doesn't she speak not what she said?
Well, there's a couple things going.
Shake. That's
Yeah.
the loose change.
Yeah. There's a couple things going on here. Right?
Okay.
First, they put the subtitle 4 times in a windmill. Nothing close to that. I got sources. I got boots on the ground.
Yeah.
All right. Who put it out to a network of Vietnamese people that were all chiming in. I got
Maybe boots on
screenshots.
the ground isn't the best expression.
But she said something really dirty and forward.
Oh, wow.
But I heard it was just shit Vietnamese. She's a poser. She was trying to speak Bach, but it really sounded like Nam, which of course means she's from the north, which we can only surmise means she's a filthy commie.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of dark things going on with Jasmine, and we should watch her from here on out.
Yeah.
I have screenshots on screenshots of I don't really understand it, but it goes deep.
Okay, so she's a lover of Ho Chi, and then she's also trying to put forth some Vietnamese accent as though it's just a way to a man who lives in Westlake's heart. Vietnamese is a very stinging Asian tongue. It really is. It's not. It doesn't have the delicacy and the grace of Korean. It's a very biting language.
I was also told Houston is where Vietnamese go that can't afford California.
Yeah, huge Vietnamese population in Houston. Okay, so frankly, they've made the Gulf better. They just have. They're hardworking. Their food is delicious. And their tongue is stinging.
Next, we have Kylie.
Brings out condoms.
Pretty hot.
Cool.
She's the entertainment sales associate who lives in Santa Monica, California.
I bet she birds.
Basic OC chick. I knew it before they even put up where she was from. When I saw the image, I'm like, basic Orange County.
Right. Yeah.
We'll see if she's
Or
around.
Carlsbad. Okay. Let's get to
Katrina, pro sports dancer. She's the hairless pussycat.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Pretty off-putting.
This was foul.
Says you're going to fall in love with my pussy.
Is that what she said?
Yes.
My hairless pussy.
That's right.
Foul.
Cat.
Foul. Okay, can we get to Jenna the cow wrangler?
Yes, we can.
So, this is a giant burden. That's just my opinion, giving someone a malnourished cow named Ashley. I think it's very rude. And this is also like a personality-less handoff. It's like a drug deal in heels. It's very, like I said, it's very bitchy. I know I'll get in trouble for saying that word, but very bitchy.
Coincidentally enough, she is not the cow wrangler.
Yeah, she is.
No, she's a nursing student.
What?
Avon Lee
Lady.
is the rancher.
Avonla?
Avon Lee is
Call her the Avon lady.
Oh, but Jenna does bring the cow.
She does.
Oh, okay.
She does.
Okay.
But she is a nursing student.
Okay, great.
So did want to clarify that. The cow's name was Ashley P. I
Yeah.
think that's important to note.
Why is that important to note?
I don't know. We don't want to end up in errors and omissions.
Okay.
It's a vicious cycle.
So,
Hey,
yeah.
let me mention this. When she brings up this cow, there's some ladies that are in there having some cocktails looking out the window.
Yeah.
Two of them agree that they're pretty confident that it's a pony.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's terrifying.
I saw it. That was, primary ocular pat down,
They had time to investigate.
Yeah.
Really get their hands on it.
They probably would have figured out as a cow.
You don't think you could identify the silhouette
If I had a
of
nickel,
a cow?
if I had a quarter every time I confused a pony with a big underfed cow, I'd have like 35 cents. I used wrong coins there, big time.
Because you meant to say you'd have zero.
No. I meant to say nickel and then said quarter. I switched it up. The math doesn't work out. But I will say I'm concerned about the cow. The ribs, the hips, it just looks like it needs more food.
But I agree with your point about the no showmanship when she handed it off.
Yes.
It's kind of like, you ever seen someone show you a magic trick that they just learned?
Yeah.
And I mean, you can do some sleight of hand, but the real magic, sorry for the pun, happens with the show, like putting on a show and like making you laugh and like getting you comfortable. You can't just do the trick, and that's what she did.
Yeah.
Imagine Hannah Ann handing off that cow. It would have been, sparks would have flew.
Yeah, I agree.
So many girls, too many girls. So Savannah's up next. I absolutely love Savannah. I think she's so much fun. She does the very sensual blindfold and kiss thing, which was a little much. But
that's sensual to you, Dylan?
it was very sensual.
That's
She was,
leading with your pussy. That's some
Hey,
hack shit.
Who are you?
Blindfolding him and then making out with him. You've known this guy for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
That's leading with sex. Lame. I don't think women that do that.
BOLD. What does that spell? PAT.
I'm sorry. Give it to me again.
She's trying to be bold.
Oh,
I'm on both sides. Weirdly, I don't know. It was like off-putting, but she did it well. She doesn't seem like that much of a hussy. She doesn't
No.
come across like Corinne.
she's
like,
a realtor. She's a whore.
Hey.
Whoa.
You need to cool it down, Pat. Take it from an 11 to a 10.
I did have that was crazy though. That was so overtly sexual.
It was
like,
very overtly
like
sexual.
a legit makeout kind of right out of the gate.
Yeah.
But yeah, she is gorgeous.
She's so funny.
I'm into it. Yeah, she was funny later.
Hilarious.
I can't remember some of her lines.
Great lines. We'll get to them.
Good lines.
Kelly steps out next. This is the one he'd met before. Attorney at her father's law firm. Don't want anything to do with this family. They probably think they're better than everyone because they have a top 500 independent law firm or something in like fucking Goshen. You guys, it's just a gut call.
They're in Chicago.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on this? They met previously. I don't think they made Whoopi in the vagina or anything, but I think it was a beautiful moment.
They didn't. Now she had already signed up to be on The Bachelor as this happened, and then they randomly met in the same hotel that they are in later on in the episode. Not
She
to
was
get
like,
ahead of
show me a
myself.
sign, Lord God, and then he showed up.
And he was there, and they had a moment.
Okay.
And, let me say this. I do wish there were more girls at this level, like attorneys with good.
Yeah.
Like when you look at the rest of the women in that living room when they're all drinking, it's like cosmetologists, and not say they don't have some real jobs. They're all young, but she seems like she's got it more together, more mature.
Yep.
I wish they threw in a couple more of those. That's
Yeah.
the only real thing I'm going to say this entire podcast.
I understand. I love.
She's right.
I love the honesty, but I feel like that was super poignant, and I agree. Like she just seems like a step above a more established woman, but I think you don't get those because established women don't need to go on the show to find love. They're not searching for fame. She's very comfortable in her own skin, but because she did meet him, led her to go on, and that's why, man, she's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, it's like our other property, another Below Deck podcast. Subscribe if you haven't already. It's the producers have the responsibility to find affluent trash, and while it may seem like an easy thing to do, there are plenty of damaged career women out there. It's a tougher putt than one may think. Okay, so let's talk about yes.
You know what you get a lot of? Really good-looking thoughts from really put-together families that don't have to work for anything, so can go off to pursue their dreams.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cassie Randolph.
Oh, what a perfect example.
Yep. Okay, so let's talk about Alexa, the caregiver by day, also a waxer by day.
Well, she owns her own business.
Yes.
She owns this thing.
Does she really own it?
Well, that's what she said in her little package there.
I really like her.
How well can it be going, though? She's also a personal caregiver. She needs to supplement her cash.
I thought she was just saying that she's a caregiver, and she was joking about it because that's how she gives care, by waxing pubic hair.
Pussies. Her words, not mine. Her words.
I would have to watch it again, but I felt like she was doing two things because she said also, I believe, at one point.
Okay, we're gonna have to fact check that.
And how competitive can waxing really be? I mean,
man, I think it.
I'll give me a jar of Nair, and I'll fucking take care of you.
Well, you're starting off on the wrong foot. I mean, Nair is it's a wipe and rinse product. It's not a wax. You fucking idiot.
I would YouTube it before I started my business.
You can't use Nair. There's no YouTube video that'll tell you how to wax with.
I'm saying it would tell me what to use, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I would learn very quickly that was the wrong thing. And you know what? YouTube wouldn't belittle me, you son of a bitch.
Oh, well, don't call me a son of a bitch. You are underestimating the learning curve of a waxing professional. You think you have the technique to not hurt somebody? Nick, look at me. You think you have the technique to not hurt someone?
Paid his weakness, leaving the body.
Okay. You're going to get sued. You're going to get sued.
Yeah, by a bunch of hairless individuals.
Okay. So let's talk about Avon Leah next.
Avon lady. Thank God she's out of here because I didn't want to have to figure out how to pronounce this.
She's not out of here.
Oh, yeah. They kick her the fuck out at the end, don't they?
No. She's around.
Oh, I wish they did. All right, Avon lady.
Yeah.
That's her name. Your parents are obnoxious.
Okay, so Natasha's next. Natasha is the kind of woman that you're talking about. Natasha is a career woman. She seems smart, and she's older, which means she has zero chance. So there was an Asian with a plunging V that I didn't even meet. Was that Jasmine?
That was Jasmine.
Plunging V?
Yep,
Okay.
that was
No, Jasmine spoke the bad.
Doesn't matter. Let's get to Hannah.
I like how one of the girls, when Hannah Brown showed up, said, I don't know. Let's check and see if this is legal.
Oh. You like that?
Yeah, I did. Like when there's a lawyer standing by to see if it's legal for Hannah Brown to come back on the show. I like that.
Well, I think, when I saw it, I was just like, what is this charade? And then, she comes up and she kind of reverts back to pre-Bachelorette Hannah, the one that just teethes at you and doesn't say anything. Mm-hmm. You remember the toasts she would give?
I do.
With Colton?
Yeah.
But I disagree, though.
You roll that back. She's very teethy and very silent in the beginning.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I maybe emotional moment for her, but I thought it was actually very sweet, and it would have been this is a huge example of quit while you're ahead.
Absolutely.
This would have been an extremely graceful, beautiful gesture.
Yeah.
And it would have really left a lasting memory with all of us.
The problem with it?
Let's talk about the gesture first.
Not enough camera time. But yes, let's talk about the gesture.
So, Hannah Brown gets out of limo. She gives Peter his wings back.
The wings he gave her, yes.
Yes, on the first night. And what a nice handoff. Mm-hmm. Like, this
Beautiful.
was me. It didn't work out, but now go find your love. Enjoy your journey.
Beautiful.
And then now to Nick.
Nick Sparks.
Oh, and what Nick said, quit while you're ahead.
Yeah.
I almost was in tears when this happened because I'm like,
Were
how
you?
wonderful is this?
Yeah.
I bet every girl in their sorority that's watching this episode, like all cheering Hannah Brown on, coming out of limo, doing this.
Yeah.
And then an hour and a half later, you're like, will this fucking crazy bipolar nutbag get the fuck off this show?
Yeah.
It's about the new people,
Yeah.
not the old people.
Not a lot.
You're old news. Get lost.
Not a lot of nuance with his take.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yes, you are. One of the great crimes of the medium. That is the Bachelor breakdown medium.
It's a gilded cage we've laid out for ourselves with our strict format of doing everything in chronological
we have
order.
to go chronologically. Thoughts, or can I move on?
We can move on. I can't remember what you're talking about.
Okay, so Pete comes back into the house, tells the girls how much he loves Hannah, and then starts almost crying through a toast. I don't think this is a great way to start things off.
No, I don't either. What you're supposed to do, women love that you are capable of love, but they don't want to hear you really get into how much you loved another chick.
Yes, you've spoken about it before on the podcast, and however woke and sensitive we want to be, I do think there's a certain degree of don't be too in tune with your emotions too soon with women. It may seem nice, but it's kind of off-putting, you know?
Yeah, you come off like a pussy.
Exactly. Yeah.
See how eloquent I can be?
Unbelievably. Okay, so he says, let this be the beginning of the greatest love story we've ever seen. Again, I just think it's a little lofty. Alexa and her grandma.
Alea.
Nope. Alexa. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm so sorry. I got so confused. Yes. Alea and her grandma. Pat, I think it's time to wear some tinfoil.
Okay. Now, I teased earlier in the episode.
Yeah, you did.
Alea was the one who gave him the letter that her grandmother wrote that she has not read.
Rosemary.
Okay, well, they sit down and they open that letter. Peter begins to read the letter, and as he's reading it out loud, he pronounces a word, looks, and she says, no, the word is books.
Okay.
She's not looking at the letter. She hasn't seen the letter. She's able to, on site, in that moment, edit and correct that letter. You've never seen the letter, Alea.
Yeah.
How are you so quickly able to know what your grandmother wrote?
You know, there's a College Humor series of sketches where Pete Holmes plays a bad Sherlock Holmes. He sees things and puts out these grand sweeping theories about what's going on, and it's completely off base.
Is that what you're saying about me, you bastard?
Yeah.
What was our Sherlock's evidence of this?
I just laid it out there. Hey, audience. Hey, baby birds, you go back and look at the goddamn tape, or, I don't know, just listen to this thing over and over again. What I just said made complete sense. She's a fucking liar. She read that letter. In fact, I think she wrote it.
You know what? I think she may have killed the grandma. And then I'm taking it too far.
No, I think I'm with you.
She hit her with a candlestick?
And then she like put the pen in her hand and used it so she's not a liar. Yeah. It's authentically from the grandma. I was with you.
And then he asks her if she happened to write this letter with her dead grandma's hand, and she says yes, because she will not be a liar.
No. He would go. Did your grandma write this letter? And she'd be like, yes. And he was like, did your alive grandmother write this letter? No.
Oh, man. I may kill, but I'm not a fucking liar.
She's gonna die anyway.
I think that would meet the tangent quota for the evening. So, next up we get these two. Savannah and the one with the hairless cat. Pat, why don't you hit us with a clip?
Peter looks like a dime 50. Yeah. All things in life, like, you need to risk it for the biscuit, and he looks like a really hot biscuit. Buttery flaky. I know.
What a clip. What a Bachelor clip.
It was like authentically funny, but then also, unbeknownst to them, their voices are just like,
yeah, big time. Yeah, but it is like they're having such a good time, and this is why a huge fan of both of these girls. I don't know if it's too much champagne. Could also be a lot of Kush. Sounds like they're on a lot of Kush.
Buttery flaky.
Okay, so let's get to Marissa next. God, she's so freaking beautiful. I will say, not the best idea to establish a secret shake. Little broy.
Little bro. I said
broy.
too, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's just nervous, and I don't know. It's just I feel bad for her because this is not a good move.
Now, I wish she got to spend more time with Peter. And then the baby birdies, they do a lot of research for us on that goddamn Facebook group. One of them posted a picture of her going out to dinner with Mike from 2 seasons ago. Can you imagine him in her DMs? She gets off this season, sent home really early, and already she's out in Atlanta at a restaurant with that fool. Oh, I thought you were looking for love, Mike.
Hey, listen, hot take. Maybe she took one look at Peter, said, "There's no way this guy's dick is big enough. I'm gonna go hop on over." Is that crass? Is that crass?
Maybe she knew before she came on because she's a listener and she knew he was called Centimeter Peter.
Okay, so let's get to Madison next. They do some plane tossing here. Yeah.
You know what's interesting? She incorporated a device, which we've talked about on this show quite a bit, or I've brought up, which is this idea that you kind of put some ideas in the person's head. She is really trying to make Peter seem like he's the weak person and she's the strong one by saying,
wow,
you seem real, but you also seem very vulnerable and like you're ready for love. She's planting those ideas in that moron's head.
Oh, I thought it was just dumb platitudes that she thinks she's supposed to say.
Or that.
Yeah.
Dumb, effective platitudes could be what Pat's doing, but either way, she's doing really well for herself. I love Madison; she's adorable.
Yeah,
I did think it was a little fishy that there's 2 big paper airplanes because that one girl came out in a paper airplane. It was supposed to be her thing, but then all of a sudden there's a second one.
You know, we've talked
Tinfoil
about it
hats
before.
all over the place.
If I was the Bachelor, and I could never be because of the hair and body fat. But
6 months and a nice stack, and we'll have you ready for
that's
air.
true. That's true.
And
so,
I'll wax you up.
All right. So wax, stack, 6 month, chicken, brockie. I'm the Bachelor. Okay. Let's say.
Yeah.
Meet our Bachelor, Dill. People started saying like vulnerable and break down the walls. I would just be like, hey, let's not say those things. Let's just not fucking talk like that, huh?
Can we have a real conversation?
Yeah.
Where do you work?
I live with my mother, and I'm married.
That's so funny.
Because that's Dylan being the Bachelor.
Oh,
still.
that's
But
so funny.
I will say, Dylan, if Kumail can do it, you can do it. But you gotta be willing to put the work in.
Okay, so let's get to Hannah Ann. This conversation. Freaking headlining Snooze Fest 2020.
It's going to be a lot of talking about the importance of family.
Yeah, so
between those two.
Family, 26 years, setting examples through love. Just so fucking boring. She gives him a painting of mountains and a bunch of vaginas on the ground that her father painted.
Looks like a blind kid with a learning disability.
Yeah, I wrote down, left it open-ended. Really wasn't sure what kind of offensive person I'd plug in. But I was going to say, if we hadn't seen her father. Nick, why don't you go ahead?
No, let's talk about Tammy.
Okay, let's talk about Tammy, who is, I'll say it again, just way too much. She says he wants a bold girl, which naturally means she's going to slap some gloves and cuffs on him. Some gloves on and then cuff him. He stood very stiff. They shared a kiss, after which he said, "Please uncuff me."
Yeah,
Yeah.
Her idea of bold was just be as crass as possible. It was very off-putting.
Yeah, really creepy.
Oh, this
stuff.
package talk.
Yeah. Okay, so Natasha and Peter are talking about books, which is very refreshing, and McKenna, like a fucking kook, starts throwing paper airplanes at them. Natasha's great. She would beat me in a fight. She relents, and she doesn't relent it initially. She's like, "Are you asking me?" Because it's a no. Let's talk about McKenna. The crazy thing is that he likes her, which is fucking bizarre. I think she's going to be the source of some really fun stuff for about half a season.
I agree.
I agree because his early interest, despite what we thought would happen, is only going to drive her insanity to fall in love deeper and deeper with him,
Yes.
thinking they had something.
So I'm a fan.
But one thing that she did have in her favor was, again, talking about how close and like what an example of her family were. Her grandparents married 61 years.
Right.
Just stats being thrown out all over the place.
McKenna said that.
Yep.
I'd say, how about your parents said? Oh, they're divorced, and that wipes it out.
Yeah. It's a double murder suicide.
Here's my
By my
problem.
grandparents. Or by my grandpa.
Here's my problem with McKenna. And I know I'm going to sound like a jerk here. I don't like this occupation, all right?
What's the occupation?
Fashion blogger.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, she's a writer.
Okay, I get it. But she's a
urchin of
blogger.
writers,
It's on her
yeah.
computer in her living room, all right?
She's
She's not showing up to the New York Times and going out to fashion shows, okay?
Yeah.
All her judgment is on her computer screen, and then she writes about it. And I don't even know what that means if she makes any money. It just makes me think she's probably a complete pain in the ass.
Okay.
She's 22, so I believe, and she's from Langley, BC, Canada.
Oh, yeah.
So I believe she's a student, and but I think she's an enterprising little student, so I think it shows promise. But yeah, I don't think she's making shit from it.
So what you're saying is a domain name and being a freshman year at FITM does not make you
Don't disparage FITM, and I don't think it's a 4-year institution, but don't disparage FITM. Pershing Square, it's a lovely place downtown. You should go. Hey, you should go. Okay, so yes.
Is the fourth girl that Peter made out with on the night.
We haven't even talked about the kissies.
And I thought it was a real power move to do it while Natasha was standing there.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that we didn't talk about the kissies. Obviously, Hannah Ann, huge, gets the first kiss, which is pretty much you lock in impression if you get the first kiss, but not all the time. But
you know what made me tip me off? Think that she is the virgin. Very sexual kiss. I know all kisses are sexual, but she's throwing the tongue in there
yeah,
like she's sucking a dick.
hey, whoa,
Counterintu-
he's back up to 11.
And I feel like it's counterintuitive to most, but
Yeah.
with his knowledge, he just knows something we don't. The virgin,
Okay.
of course, is going to over-sexualize the kiss.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so
to show a willingness to give up their flower.
and I was wrong. Savannah actually got the first kiss. She forced it on him. But first real kiss goes to Hannah Ann. Speaking of Hannah Ann, we've got the person that she kind of dominates this evening. That's Cheyenne. I can't. I'm not,
Cheyenne, whatever. Again, that's your fault, parents.
Okay. Cheyenne is worried.
She ain't going to be here long, I'll tell you that.
She's very worried.
Not gonna work here.
Nice. She's very worried about not getting the first impression rose because she hasn't said a word to Peter. Hey, let's worry about not getting sent home at 7:30 in the morning, huh? Let's start baby steps.
Let's worry about getting a better hair straightener.
Okay, Beth, we covered it. Now, see, Pat, set the stage here with her versus Hannah Ann.
Well, Hannah Ann keeps coming back for, I guess, more
Double dipping,
and then later triple dipping.
dipping.
That's a crime right there.
Triple dog dipping.
There's no need for that, Hannah Ann. You're going to make yourself a hated person in the house.
Yeah, so let's talk about the strategy here for a second. I don't know if this was a gaffe or not at this point in my viewing, because on the one hand, it seems like inside, game theory Bachelor strategy, like show the Bachelor that you don't care what the other contestants think. But it's problematic because while it's important to show you're committed to the Bachelor, it's also important to show that you're not the type of person who treats other people like shit and enjoys bathing in hatred. That's really off-putting. So I think it could kind of negate a really good first impression.
Who did all that?
Hannah Ann, and the third interruption, she refers to herself in the third person.
Oh, yeah. Did you pick up on that, Pat? I noticed that.
I did it.
I was like, Pat's going to be pissed. He wasn't.
But listen, they kiss for a third time, and he's doing it in front of the girls.
Turkey.
This is don't make me talk about my bowling, because I knocked down a hand bone the other night. It was unbelievable. Okay, so I do want to talk about Peter, because this is no tact, no class. Don't do this in front of the other girls.
So you're judging Peter, not Hannah Ann at this
Don't
point.
kiss her like this for the third time in front of the other girls. If you want to do it, take her away, or just say, "Hey, I've got to go speak with other people." But
This I like your take on this, Dylan. It is definitely Peter. This is a guy with no self-esteem that's just taking whatever's coming at him.
Yeah.
He should be a man here, take some control of the situation and have respect for the other women. I get it. Maybe let her do a double dip, but the triple dip, he should have shut that
triple
down.
fipple dip. This is where I had written down that it seems like a directive for the girls or for Peter to not interject on any girl's behalf. And Cheyenne could really, use his help right now. Because Cheyenne is the one that Hannah Ann, interrupts, and it kind of sends her into a spiral. Now, given this is a really rude and inconsiderate thing, Cheyenne wants to chat with her. Hannah Ann absolutely destroys her with this Demi-like tactic, this like
Spinner Demi.
Yes.
Lesbian Demi.
Yes, this bless your heart Southern condescension, you know?
I'm just being me. I'm having a good time. You just go do you, girl.
With
Go
the
get what's
smiling,
yours. Go
with
get
the
what's yours.
yes.
Oh, you have a problem with me? Yes, it's very passive aggressive.
It's horrible.
It's unbecoming.
And I just want to say, Hannah Ann, you're most likely a Trump-loving model whose family bonds over a belief in God that they think gives a shit about them. So
Hey, what I say about you doing this show without politics
I'm
in
not judging. I'm not judging. It's fine. But let's not come at people with condescension, okay? All right? You're 23. You're in a fucking Sonic ad and a fucking country music video, okay?
Oh, what music video?
You can cut that out if you want.
I'm on a constant pursuit of my own beliefs, Dylan, but I hate the way you disparage religion. But
I don't disparage religion. I just think it's a little insane to think that the powers above give a shit about you and your father is a bad painter.
God decides who wins Golden Globes and Academy Awards, okay?
And NFL championships.
The point is, Hannah Ann owned her. And I think we often bring up different works of literature on this podcast. One of our favorite is Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power.
Absolutely.
I think she exhibited a couple here. I would say definitely Law 4.
Yeah.
Always say less than necessary. Mm-hmm. I think if you go back, you could count the words. She had like 4-word sentences.
Absolutely.
Sat there in silence and let, what was her name? Cheyenne. Unravel.
Yeah. Here. You speak.
Law 9, win through your actions, never your argument. So like she didn't really fight back. She had no rebuttal.
Talks cheap, you heard.
And this one was really more implied than employed, I would say.
Yeah.
Law 15, crush your enemy totally.
Oh, and finish that off.
I love that rule.
It's leave no ashes smoldering. Love that last line.
Pat likes this book too much.
I gave it to you guys both for Christmas.
Yeah, you did. You like the book too much. So poor Cheyenne is too stupid to disarm this bullshit. So one scalp to Hannah Ann. Yeah.
I mean, you can take some from both. If she read Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink and Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power.
She was able to see what's going on, see Law 15, and have extreme ownership.
Then she'd really be in a different place.
Yep.
I bet that's what
Might be the front runner.
I bet that's what Hannah Ann did. That was my point.
Yeah. So, Kylie, who are you? Courtney, who are you?
Yep.
All right, let's get to Savannah. So I'm, like I said, I'm absolutely in love with her. She loudspeakers over to him. Peter, this way when you're done with her. It's absolutely hilarious. And then Michael Jackson steps in and ruins it.
I think it's...
You're being so mean to her.
What? Michael?
I think she's pretty.
She is pretty.
So is Michael.
Michael's gorgeous.
Which one's Michael Jackson?
Lauren, or the one that we kind of said reminded us Cheyenne, but I don't think that anymore.
All right, so Jesus Christ, Victoria F. sits down with Pete. This does not go well, does it, Pat?
No, it doesn't. Okay, so this is the girl we were discussing that we're not ready for prime time. She's kind of overwhelmed by the gals.
I think she is. She's just not. She's not ready for all intents and purposes. She's not ready.
Okay, so when she walked in out of the limo, she I guess had a one-liner or something like that.
Yeah, great one-liner.
Oh, was it? I don't even remember. What was it?
Well,
you're pretty much like him. He didn't remember it either.
No, I got it. Humor's dry. Vagina's not.
But she fucked it up. It would have been an okay line, pretty fucking dirty and stuff.
She was bashful about it, and he finished it. It was really great.
It was fine.
How you feeling now?
I'm good. I was a little nervous, like, coming into it. My, like, little one-liner to you. The dry thing.
Oh, that's right, yes. No, that was good. I
Was
love
it?
That. Yes,
okay.
that was good.
Because I was like super nervous about saying it, but then I was like, oh my God. Like,
Repeat. What did you say again? I'm so sorry. I'm.
no, you're
so
good.
bad,
Like
but-
you had like 100 girls there.
Yeah.
It's fine. I was like, so the one thing I want you to know about me is I have a very dry sense of humor.
That's
but
right.
That's about me.
That's the only thing that's dry about you. I was like, and I finished it.
Ew.
That's right. I didn't
You
remember
did.
that. Yes.
And then I was like, oh, okay, wait, you finished it for me. That's so cute. Because then you hugged me and then you like spun me around and I was like, okay, that's cute.
right. Yeah, forgive me. I'm sorry.
No, it's
But-
fine.
Really, really good stuff.
Yeah, here's another thought
Another
on this.
Bachelor clip.
Hey, this is ladies not really be accustomed to having to do some heavy lifting with communication. She just leads with, hey, I'm here for a good time and my pussy's wet. And then thinks that worked. And then go, hey, you remember me? I'm the one that mentioned my pussy. And when he says, no, I kind of forgot that. She melts. Like, that's all she had. Oh, my God. Who am I as a person now? He didn't remember me mentioning my pussy.
I think she's just so
just send me home,
goofy.
Peter.
I think she's goofy, and she's just being put on the spot.
She just starts crying in front of him. She's like, I was the one that said my pussy was wet. Why don't you remember?
I hate that word pussy.
Hey, I have an idea. Hey, Victoria F. Fuck, whatever the name is. I don't know which P she is.
Her last name's Fuck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Victoria, why don't you, while you have 20 minutes in the corner drinking a glass of champagne, think of some other things you can discuss with Peter once you get him alone.
Absolutely. Chamber, rounds, over, cold cuts, and white wine. Chamber the rounds. Okay, so Kelly. Looks like somebody likes Kelly. That's the note I have, which is a really bad note.
I have some thoughts on Kelly,
Okay.
Attorney Kelly, who I think could. And by the way, our categories that we had last episode, our preview episode, one of them should have been who's going to be the Bachelorette, but we didn't do that. But I thought I'll bring that up now.
He's so
Kelly,
traditional.
if Kelly does not get to the final hometowns, I believe she is in the front. She's going to be a front runner to be the Bachelorette. She has all the pieces there.
Yeah.
She's real, smart, all the other things we talked about. Okay. Peter, when he talks to Kelly, I think he makes a fatal mistake if he plans on sending this chick home in like 3 weeks once he gets bored with her and likes 23-year-olds. He tells her he hasn't stopped thinking about her since they met in the hotel lobby.
Yep.
You cannot tell a girl this and not her get all wacky later on.
Okay.
Well, you're putting all these things. She thinks now it's the fucking Notebook or Titanic.
Yeah.
When in reality, he's going to spend the next 8 weeks fucking 23-year-olds while you're in the next room.
And worse, like, if he does feel that way, and then Hannah's, hovering over all of this, we'll get to that. But, like, what are we doing here? I mean, are we going to get some shocks? Or, I mean, it just really is unfair. I mean, the whole thing, she may have cheated in the obstacle course, but this is, I mean, she's juicing. This is juicing for The Bachelor.
Bachelorette?
No.
Oh.
Like, she's on a metaphorical stack. She met him in a lobby after God told her to,
Oh, yeah. She's juicing.
Yeah,
oh,
she's
gotcha.
freaking juicing. She's going to get popped. She's pissing hot. Peds.
I would agree with you that it seems like she's like such a front runner, but then there's all these other people he also has really strong connections with. It's actually, I'm pretty intrigued, fellas.
Hey, Nick, are you too high right now?
I don't think so. I'm on the border. I did want to mention one thing from earlier. Cheyenne cried. She was the first one to cry.
Okay.
It was like the fresh fish part from Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
if you cry on night one, that should be automatic dismissal.
Yeah, really, really bad
If you're
sign.
nutty enough.
Yeah.
Or some really angry guards should just come and beat the shit out of you until it kept happening.
Whoa.
It's Shawshank.
Oh, yeah.
It's Shawshank.
Okay.
Right.
All right. I was going to say maybe a little bit more measured, but that just goes to show you how ridiculous that was in that movie.
There'd be less people crying on night one. I'll tell you that. I promise you that.
Yeah. Okay, so first impression, Rose. I was reserving judgment throughout the episode, but yeah, Hannah Ann, I really don't like this bitch.
Well, I actually, I'm a broken record, but I really don't like how Peter did this. It's rewarding bad behavior. Step on other people,
Yep.
be a type A personality that doesn't care about other people's feelings except your own, and you will be rewarded for it.
Yep.
I think it sets a bad trend for the ladies. Now everyone should just go like, oh yeah, no, I want to talk to Peter. I'm going to hang out with Peter. The rest of you get lost. I don't care about the rest of you. You got to get along.
Yeah, and it doesn't hit a lot of the girls well, especially McKenna, who does not get the first impression rose, obviously. She does start drinking, though, and questioning things because she, quote, put herself out there for a minute. She's nuts.
She is going to either light Peter or herself on fire.
Okay. So...
I know my accusations seem wild, but it is a long season.
No, I think they seem measured. So later night than usual, huh? Because they just do the rose ceremony in the morning.
We had heard this, I feel like,
Yep.
but this was the most blatant it's ever been. There were sunbeams just coming in.
Yeah.
People's eyes were bloodshot.
Yeah.
It was they looked rough.
I'm surprised at how put together they actually do look. Peter especially is just like, I haven't fucking slept in like 30 hours. I got to look at all these girls. I don't even remember their fucking names. Anyways, let's get to the rose ceremony, which means we have to get to our very first roll call.
Oh. Woo. You guys want a roll call?
We want that roll call.
Roll call! Hit the music! Here we go! Don't fuck me over with that music this season, guys! Here we go! Victoria P, that's the smoking hot chick that has emotional issues.
Oh, wait. Are we doing girls that stay or girls that get sent home?
I'm going to do the girls that stay first, and then I will recap the girls that go home.
2 roll calls.
Yeah, I'll do 2 roll calls.
All right, hit us with the music.
Are you ready for a roll call?
Yeah.
All right, roll call. Hit the music, Nick and Dylan, and don't fuck me over this season. Here's who's staying. Victoria P, the smoking hot little nutty broad with emotional issues. Madison, she looks like Tiffany Amber Thiessen, but better looking. Kelly, the lawyer, she's my favorite. I mentioned I think she's going to be the Bachelorette. Lexi, that's the redhead that took out the blindfold, the total freak in the sheets. By the way, that kind of stuff in the bedroom gets old after 2 years. Oh, maybe I got that wrong. Savannah. Basic Orange County chick. Lauren, smoking hot ex-Laker chick. She likes to eat cheese. I don't know. She mentioned that episode. That's weird. Tammy, she's in her head too much. She's in her head. Olea, oh no way. That ain't happening. Jasmine, Asian broad. She doesn't even speak English. I don't think she does. Maybe later in the episode. Cindy, hot brunette. Natasha, not going to happen. McKenna, season 4 villain. I'm sorry. Is it McKenna or Mackenzie? Sorry. Deandra, pretty girl, but... I don't know about her. Sarah, cute blonde. Alexa, too young to be on this show. Kelsey, very pretty. Peyton, you got a resting bitch face. Not a good look. One broad, Kiera, she looks like Steve Harvey. Courtney, Cheyenne, let's get some hair extensions, baby. I mentioned that. You're on primetime television or a hair straightener.
What's happening to you?
Victoria. I mentioned earlier, I'm already going to do a retraction. I meant the other Victoria. This Victoria I'm talking about is a producer pick. That's the short brunette chick that's nutty and already crying. She shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
He did not pick her. The producers said she had to stay.
I really believe the whole time he was a huge fan of Victoria F.
This is going to be tough.
I have to say, it's the bulkiest roll call of the season. But I mean 67 nods.
I'm just getting started.
The good thing about your roll call is the kind of the little tidbits you have about the girls. It's my favorite part. Like, what did you say for Jasmine?
Isn't that the Asian one that doesn't speak English?
Yeah, what did you say for her?
I forgot. I don't know if she speaks English.
He said Asian broad, which I thought to be a regrettable choice.
Okay, so I wonder if there were 2 Victorias left at the end because he had to delineate. Must have been hard for the other Victoria if there were. No, 2 go through.
Victoria P and Victoria F. There's only 2.
Okay, great. All right, any tiers here to cover? It was shocking. I thought Jade was going to get there.
Do you want me to say who goes home?
I was being sarcastic.
Yeah, roll
about
call
that.
too.
Yeah, roll call. Who goes home?
Roll call. I'm going to do it not as intense as the roll call who stays.
More solemn.
Sure, you can do subdued. Yeah.
Roll call who gets sent home. All right, this is kind of crazy. Marissa, funky spelling the name Marissa, broke my heart seeing her leave.
Yeah.
Broke my heart. Katrina, Kylie, and this one's kind of crazy. I'll just say this. 3 of the flight attendants, Eunice, Jade, and Megan, maybe Peter knows something, which is that most flight attendants are very promiscuous. Did you know that the AIDS virus spread in the 1980s, they suspect, by flight attendants just sharing that disease around the world, fucking everybody. Anyway, Jenna and Evelina also go home.
Yeah, I mean, c'est la vie. The worst spot you can be in reality television.
Leaving the first night?
Yeah, very embarrassing stuff. But they'll probably recover and
Mrs. Irrelevance. They call the last person in the drafts usually Mr. Irrelevant.
Oh, got it. NBA.
I think NFL.
Okay. So Hannah Ann, of course, gives a fucking toast. Like she has to supplement his. She's the Luke P of the season. She's the Luke P of this season.
No.
She's a little smarter than him.
And a little. She's.
We'll see. Luke P of the season.
I'm also way more sexually attracted to Hannah Ann than Luke P.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. All right, so let's get to the next day. Peter is looking up at airplanes.
Didn't have to go to the next day. It is literally morning. It's 10 a.m. when they do that toast, which is kind of crazy.
I bet they let them rest all day and then did it the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so still next day. Let's get to the next day.
Oh, okay.
Peter's looking at airplanes and screaming, then pops off his top and starts hosing down a fairly clean airplane.
I've been to this hangar, by the way. I drove by it as a fan with my wife. She works for some rich people, so we went to Camarillo, and she said, that's Peter's aircraft hangar.
Oh, wow.
It's called Sun Air.
That's so fun.
And I had to do a little digging. That plane that we can't figure out if he leases it or owns it is worth $500,000. It looks like a cheap little POS.
You really did some digging.
Yeah.
That is, he's so nonchalant about this juicy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring my A game this season.
You have, baby.
I'm titillated.
We're going to need you here, Pat, and we're going to need your A game because Shitface walks in and drops the first group date card. Pat, I'm going to need another roll call.
All right, here we go. Date card, Hannah Ann, Kelly, Deandra, Tammy, Courtney, Cheyenne, VP, Jasmine, and VF.
So the date card says look up. I got to say, great timing by production.
How did they time that out?
Unbelievable.
It's pretty crazy.
All right, so Peter takes them to Sun Air, right, the place where he learned to fly, and he brings out Katie Cook, Blue Angel, and also Alicia, who flies C-130s. These girls are tough.
And let me say this, though. Just because you fly a plane, do you have to have a deep voice and be a bitch?
Oh.
No, seriously.
Yeah, it's
you
like
can still be a lady.
It's a prereq.
Oh,
It's
you
like
got
lunch
that
lady.
question right? Oh, now you passed the third grade. Oh, no, you passed the third grade. You're still a lady, okay? You can bust some balls for these ladies that, have minimum wage jobs, or we could really deep dive and judge their occupations. I mean, you're not a pilot or anything, but boy, there's some judgment on display here.
Well, when you do become a Blue Angel, I think you got free reign to throw around some condescending.
Did he say it wasn't a pilot? She wasn't a pilot? She is a pilot.
No, the other. He was
No,
talking
the other.
about
I'm saying they were being
It
pretty
was a
judgmental
convoluted
and catty.
point. I got lost in it too.
I was also off put by the masculinity, especially of Katie Cook. She reminded me of Mrs. Turnbolt from the movie Matilda.
One of the greatest villains of all time.
And one of the greatest examples of a movie doing justice to the book Matilda.
Yeah.
I mean, the little girl embodied.
Roald Dahl, what just a phenomenal writer.
Yeah.
And I will say another great villain of the past 25 years in cinema would be Jason Isaacs as the Colonel in The Patriot. Kills both of Mel Gibson's sons. Stabs Gabriel, the late Heath Ledger, straight through the chest.
Oh, that's funny. I was going to say Joker. Great villain, 25 years.
Great villain. Okay.
Joker, Heath Ledger.
Okay, so they take them to flight school. I had a hunch that flight school may be a little bit more difficult than this, but it was a gauntlet. We learned that Courtney failed math 3 times, which is not good. And I'm actually surprised they all got the first one correct. No, I'm not trying to insult their intelligence, but you get some real dummies on reality television. Real dummies.
Yeah.
Famously, Johnny Bananas was once asked in the challenge, what's the local language in Australia? To which he replied, Dutch.
Maybe thought it was a trick question.
Yeah. Great franchise on MTV.
No, Johnny Bananas is a real dumbass.
Yeah. Very, very good at winning challenges, though, I will say.
Cunning.
Very cunning. So let's get to the gyroscope / Orbitron.
Oh, you weren't going to go over the filthy language of flight?
Oh, yeah, we could do that if you want.
Well, I had a bad joke.
Oh, what is it?
Oh, cock, thrust, cum, tits.
Oh, yeah.
It's filthy.
I got a guy in my tits. He's coming on me.
Don't you hate it when he sets you up like that?
Yeah. All right, so let's get to the gyroscope / Orbitron, which is coincidentally the name I've given my penis. fun. Cece calls it Orbitron too.
That's your wife.
Yeah. All right. So the girl starts spinning, and we have a really bad spell of PTSD here. It's a very sad tale of trauma here from Victoria P. Do you want to tell the tale?
She threw up after a teacup.
Yeah. So she says she was on the teacups and got sick, which, yeah, I'm with you. It's unbelievably traumatic. I feel like there's more to this story, you know? I feel like maybe it's, in like a kind of Fight Club twist, her mom was actually on heroin just yelling at her that she'll never ride the teacups.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a guy named Eddie was in the teacup with her, and that didn't go well.
I love that. That's such a good.
Don't rub your face when you say that.
That's such a good, like, yeah, totally. As she just remembers it, like her whole life is fucked up because she threw up after the teacup.
Right.
But then you see it from like another angle at the end of the movie, and her mom's just like screaming at strangers for money or something. Yeah. I guess you wouldn't be. She'd be more zonked out, not screaming because she's a heroin addict.
Nothing even to do with teacups in that version.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I did think it was a little lazy of production. They really stole like the exact stylistic stuff they took from
Annalise.
Our beloved Annalise.
Totally.
And bumper cars.
The punching bag.
Who was afraid of Jack Russell's or something? I'm not sure. I will say Victoria P is like Rachel Dratch's character from SNL. You know,
Debbie Downer,
but like way more sad. She looked at the camera and said, "I've never felt that happy emotion or happy emotion like 5 times tonight."
Well, she said she's never been cared that way before too.
She's never been given flowers. She's never been cared for.
Is she quite possibly one of those Dutch children that was hidden in the basement of that farm?
Perhaps.
That just got released?
Perhaps.
Recently? Because, she's like, I've never had peanut butter. Never used a toilet with indoor plumbing.
How long did they get released? Because that's quite a... I mean, her to just get out of that house and be on this show.
So
they get when you make like world news like that, agents are hopping on you immediately. Someone from
Greta, baby.
It's genius, quite honestly. I actually think the timeline fits. We could look back.
It was in October. Can we please move on to yes?
Before I end in errors and omissions, it was in October.
Okay. So we've got a gauntlet here. Kelly cheats and wins. And can we talk about what happens after?
Nothing.
Well, I think it's funny. Cheyenne is bawling her eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple girls cry. Multiple girls.
Well, Cheyenne is especially teary-eyed. And I find this funny. 1, calm down. 2, you didn't even make it out of the fucking lavatory. So this whole she cheated. You didn't make the cut, okay? You couldn't button the top button. So Kelly's cheating did not affect you in any way. Only crazy Tammy.
Mm-hmm. I've also mentioned this before in the past when the bachelors are letting the women do things that look like they could potentially be injured and they do nothing about it. That wind machine. And then they're running on a tarp that looks like someone barfed on it.
Yeah.
They're slipping all over it.
Where'd they get mustard all over their feet? But how? I don't get what?
That wind machine looked daunting. That was fun, and he was just he was dying laughing. He
was
loved
having
it.
a great old time. They could have broken their goddamn neck.
Easy nose. Fall. Hands don't come out in time. Nose. Tarmac?
I want to try that.
My wife won't let me be on this show, but if I was, I would have been a goddamn gentleman. I would have stood up there and said, look, you guys don't need to do this. Let's go out and get some drinks. Yeah, I would.
Let's go get some drinks.
Let's go to a pool.
Both of you need to understand that you cannot be married and be the bachelor. What fantasy world are you living in?
One can dream.
Rules. So Kelly wins the competition, cheater or not. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. And she and Peter take flight. While in the sky, she really just fucking kills him with that Wi-Fi joke, huh?
I missed it. That's funny, though. She asked if you had Wi-Fi in there.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Because why?
Because it's like a plane and like who cares?
No, because it's a punchline. You got Wi-Fi up here because I'm feeling a strong signal.
Oh, she said that?
I'm feeling a strong connection. Something like that.
I think...
but he fucking almost crashed the plane.
Laughing so loud?
That's what happens when you watch it 3 times.
Yeah, I think that
Catch
was
the details.
Yeah, I think that was a funny line, but I think it would have been way drier, way funnier. She's like, what's the Wi-Fi in here? I did the delivery bad, but it'd be so funny.
Oh. So Kelly gets back to the house. The girls are not happy, Pat.
Well, then don't ask how the date went.
It was really good. We went flying, saw like the mountains, the water, and then had to fly back.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it was fun.
I don't want to come off mean or anything because I'm really happy that you had your time with him, but you did cheat.
Is that Cheyenne again? Or this is
Tammy.
an audio.
No, that's
it's Tammy.
Tammy,
Oh, okay.
who did stand to lose her gold. But Cheyenne's not done. She kind of, through tears, says, it's just that like we were all trying to get that time. What do I do with that? Why are you talking to me?
I loved Kelly's response. Like, I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah.
Do I look
right.
like Doc Brown right now?
Yeah.
Do I look like I have a DeLorean
Yeah.
that needs plutonium
Yeah.
so it could go 88 miles an hour?
Yeah.
But basically go back in time.
Yeah. You do the thing, but okay.
You were
okay.
you were gonna say the whole
Go
plot.
back in
Sorry.
time. Yeah. No, it's fine.
You want me
it's
to go
fine.
back home, fall in love with my mother?
I think you were right to cut that off, Pat. It was a little bit hack, if I may say myself.
All right, so Victoria P first. She looks like she's kind of kicking off a porno. Credits have just rolled. She's very, very hot.
Well, what's hot about it? Because we discussed this earlier. Let's mention it.
The glasses.
Oh, so hot.
The
She looks
glasses.
like she's in Van Halen's "Hot for Teacher." Look, go back. Look, you people are probably a little too young to remember. Look it up though.
Probably.
I thought was so hot was all the trauma. But
No, you can smell that from a mile away, can't you? Yeah, hound dog, Teddy Fresh. Okay, so we get another. I've never felt that before. She's talking about how she was cared for in the bathroom. When he said, "Give me a hug," because you just threw up, and then Peter comes in with the roses. Obviously we want to make fun of everything. It's what we're doing here, but this is just a really sweet moment.
Well, he picked roses off the backyard fence.
Yep.
Yeah, that's effort right there. You didn't tell production, "Hey, go hit a 7-Eleven and bring me back, a 12-pack of rosies."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah. Give me some rosies.
No, yeah, but it showed some effort. She's definitely going to be around for a while.
Yeah, she is. The trauma will get in the way, though.
this was one of 2 times tonight that just a genuine period of not being able to be cynical about the moment. This was beautiful.
Too
This was
sweet.
cute.
Too. All right, so Madison
She's been in that basement for so
long
many
time.
years.
Chains, darkness. Okay, so Madison gets the one-on-one. We'll get to that later. So Cheyenne sits down with Peter. Kelly interrupts. Poor fucking thing. Cheyenne's like, this is unbelievable. I totally should have just said, no, I need to talk to him. Then do it.
Yep. This is the second girl trampling her now.
Yeah.
Hey, Cheyenne, maybe when you're looking at other people in judgment, maybe the person
Right.
you should be looking at is yourself.
Speak up, though.
That's pretty much the main tenet of extreme ownership is to look at yourself. She lives a life of regret.
Yes.
And it's a sad thing to see.
Sad
She
thing.
needs to have someone like go to like a seminar and have someone like hypnotize her into saying yes all the time or
Yeah.
like just doing it.
Right.
Like yes, man.
One of those seminars where the guy doesn't, get you really into him and then ask you up to his room and then finger you.
Yeah, well, and just that you brought up Yes Man, I just feel like it's obligatory. I mean, it is really insulting that they came out with Liar Liar and then came out
that
with
troubles
the
you.
same exact movie years later with the same star.
Quite possibly the 4th time we've made that little connection on this podcast.
Yeah,
which
it's an
is
important
fun.
one to make because it's a crime that's been committed on American audiences and people need to know about it.
I find them both very watchable, though. Yeah. It's funny when we bring up Liar Liar, we don't bring up...
Well, Liar Liar is obviously the superior film.
I disagree.
Well, that's fucking wrong.
I feel like what really actually kind of tips Yes Man in my favor as well
Are you fucking kidding me?
Is his name Riz Darby?
Yeah, Rise Darby.
Yeah, Rise Darby.
Love him.
Yeah, he's very talented. Okay, so let's get back to ABC's The Bachelor. Peter and Kelly go down and recreate their first meeting. I've written Snooze Fest 2020.
Oh, these two are going to be very boring together.
Horrendously boring. So Peter tells her to never forget that he's feeling very strongly about her, and she says she needed that. To which he replies, "You know what you need?" And then with the sexual grace of a Jason Biggs character, he lifts her up on the bar and spreads her legs.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I was confused by this. I was waiting him to like pull something out of his back pocket and it'd be a note or something. No. He threw her up like a bar hag at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And spread her legs and put himself between them. The only thing missing was a shot glass. Wow, how romantic, Peter.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I feel like Peter tried to do the same thing with Hannah in the windmill, like the pool table thing.
Oh, yeah, it was the pool table thing. Yeah.
Very awkward. Just, that's not you. That's not you.
Because he's like Ross Geller. I did it once already.
Okay, so he blows up her spot when he gives her the rose. Have a little tact, Peter. He just says, it's very special for me to come back to the place where we met. Here's a rose. Ladies, I'm going to see you later. Just leaves her with a pack of wolves.
Well, also, I don't know if the placement of how all the ladies were sitting was that way when he walked. Little Victoria's sitting right in between him as he delivers that message. It's extremely awkward.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward. One of the girls says, he said for spark. And she's like, no, I didn't hear that. She's like, no, he said for spark. Calm down.
Yeah. Attention to detail. That's my job here, baby.
Okay, next day.
Next day.
Peter picks Madison up, naturally, brings her home to meet his entire family, a complete stranger standing at congregation clapping at them. I feel terrible for her. She handles it like a champion, though.
Because in any real world, if a guy said, hey, our first date, you're going to be a guest at my family renewing their vows in our backyard.
Yeah.
You're going to meet my whole family. The girl would be like, this sucks.
Yeah. If I were the Webbers, I'd be like, what are you doing bringing Madison here? This is special to us.
You're going to have to cut her out of the photos later on when she's getting fucked by some guy in a Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah.
Here's a little tip. Always, if you are bringing a significant other to a family function and it's early on in the relationship, on family photos, have them stand at the end and do not put your arm around them.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Easy to crop out.
Cross your arms. Cool pose. So I just want to say there's one really tall black guy there. You must feel at home. Do you want to talk about this ceremony?
I think I told you it was a little culty with Peter's family. It might be a get out type situation.
Yeah, that's what it fucking felt like. Let's talk about the ceremony. I thought the vows were just okay.
I thought this was the second time that I could not be cynical about this. I thought this was a beautiful moment that they really shared.
You got duped. I think they're fair to middling. The weight of the moment lifted the sentiment up, but the writing wasn't that great.
Yeah. My only issue was this was definitely the filler of the episode. They ate up 30 minutes of this fucking
yeah, they
show
really
with
did.
this. How dare you?
She just sits and watches and says nothing. I mean, she's not present for the longest time.
And he's like dancing with her at some point. I'm not sure if it's before or after the ceremony.
Yeah.
And she looks visibly uncomfortable.
Well, she has to sit down and talk to Mom, who's a fucking sweetheart. But can we tone it down with the bouquet catch? From Mom to Madison, date one. Would have been hilarious if she didn't catch it, though. Everybody would have been like, you.
Oh, yeah, if she dropped it?
Yeah.
You want Butterfingers.
Yeah. What
are you, Geronimo Allison? A little Packer humor for you.
All right, let's get to the night date.
Night date. They're still in the backyard, I think. They just decorated a little bit better for nighttime.
Yeah. Pat, you ever been to Outside Lands?
No, what is it?
Music festival.
You been to Coachella?
No, I haven't.
You ever been to Snooze Fest 2020?
I think I watched it.
The lineup is lackluster this year.
I went a couple times last night. Nick, you had a hot take on this. So stupid.
What was my hot take?
That she is going to say that she doesn't want to get married.
Oh, right here. Night date, yeah. They're eating in his backyard?
I think they have the whole wedding party still hanging out.
I believe you. I guess I didn't really look. That's man, yeah, cheapos, right? But yeah, I found their dinner conversation very interesting. Why don't you hit us with a clip, and then I'll give you my thoughts on it.
And I think like, yeah, like I do believe like this works, but I'm a very like cautious person, and I like really have always taken things like really slow in relationships, and I've just always been that way. I think you're an incredible guy, and I trust you, and I want you to trust you too, and to just like trust your heart and trust your intuition. And if you're looking for someone who can be a wife, of course I want it to be me, but I want you to be with the person that's the best fit for you, like Mrs. Weber.
I think if you really read into what she said there, I think she was trying to say that she does not want to get married right at the end of this.
I love this take. Love this take.
She was like saying kind of like, I'm a very cautious person, but like if you need that, like go with someone else. I don't know. Maybe I'm the one with the tinfoil cap on, but
I don't think so. I love that take. I think it's hot.
She's very real. She's a daddy's girl, and she's not ready to do this.
She's not going to get bullied into it by producers either. This is very Peter S. from Rachel Lindsay season. Right off the bat, he was kind of setting up like, hey, if we get to know each other, I could be there, but I don't want to just lay it out there right now.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I found this unbelievably boring until obligatory. Tennille's back.
Oh man,
she is back.
I've seen happy hour 2-for-1s turn to one night stands. This is poetry and rhythm. The crescendo of Tennille and the Webers coming in was just it was fucking magical. Saw that black guy again. Sure, he felt at home.
I hate country music like this. It's so processed and generic.
Oh.
I mean, it's made for tards. It really is.
Yeah.
I always say, it's like, you're drinking all night with the one you love in the back. They always got to mention a pickup truck or a boat or something in a night they'll never forget.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. It's like the same person. Like, just take the same lyrics and just scramble them, and it's a new song.
Yeah.
She sucks.
That's Pat's country corner there.
I think we should turn Patrick into a country star. That was really good.
Yeah.
He's got the look. We get him.
He does have the look.
Yeah, you got to look like you're older, but you dye your hair. And you got a little chub on you, and you wear jeans that kind of are a little too tight on you.
Yeah.
That's a country star right now.
Yeah, my portion of sin, I'm with and I'll feel. What?
What'd you say about abortion?
I'm so
overturn
abortion.
Roe v. Wade.
I'm happy with my home state of Georgia for preventing every unborn child from being slain by the Jews. It's like I'm not going to be the country star. He's going to be the country star.
But the point is, he's got a shot.
I like his name though. We'll just call him Dylan W.
But
so we'll hide the fact that he's one of those people that they normally hate.
Kike.
You can tell from Ren.
Yeah, no, Ren's an Anglo name.
All
it's
right.
Irish. Okay, so let's get to the group date card. Pat, need another roll call.
Oh, you want a group date? It's not a roll call. I'm just gonna say who it is. I'm not gonna. Oh yeah. All right.
This is a roll
This
call.
is a roll call.
Date card. Roll call. Lauren, Sydney, Peyton, Natasha, Kelsey, Mackenzie, Leia, Savannah, Alexa.
Hey,
Yeah.
40 knots.
Okay, let me just say this. While I did appreciate that they were getting a lot squeezed into this 3 hours, this is when I started getting a little bored. It's too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
I think that this was fun. They head to the Avalon on the piss-soaked streets of Hollywood and Vine. It's a filthy fucking part of Los Angeles. I guess the story goes, Peter gave Hannah the freedom to come up with whichever date she'd like to, subject the women to. Just a bad idea.
All right, so lay out what the mission is. You ladies are going to go and write a story about you having sex with someone, and then you're going to share it with an audience.
Yep. Which is a show I don't think I'd buy a ticket to.
No, I wouldn't. And Hannah, I get that you were empowered last season when you got to say to America in front of Luke P.,
Yes.
who was just a dominant kind of white trash, closed-minded figure, that you fucked another guy 4 times in a windmill and we
Right.
all cheered. Okay, that's empowerment. You know what empowerment isn't? telling a bunch of strange young ladies that they need to go concoct a story of who they fucked and then come and say it in front of a live audience to be exploited by producers.
But also she's like lecturing them on the power of sexuality. Like, Hannah, fucking go away. But listen.
And hey, Mickey, quit trying to brainwash the masses with your smut.
Absolutely, Mickey, haha. I will say, I don't know how you guys felt about this, but this thing with Hannah Brown was really good television, I think. But we'll get there in a sec. She starts out, this is the most cringeworthy thing this episode. Hannah Brown is on stage with a windmill silhouette. Says the beast is back, bitches, for the second time tonight.
Oh, no. Well, tonight. You don't think she says that every club that hires her to, or mall opening over the last year? The beast is here. Like, yeah, we get it. Yeah, it's going to be really sad. It's like Gilligan. Like having from Gilligan's Island wearing that fucking hat.
Pat, what do I have written right here?
I don't know. I can't read. I'm blind.
It's just like Gilligan.
I thought he was talking about a different Gilligan.
Huh?
When he clarified for us that it was Gilligan.
Well, that's great. Great minds think alike, dude.
So
it's sad.
She tells us the real story behind the windmill, how she kissed Peter and then how she fucked him 4 times. No, we knew that already. There was no information that was illuminated. You just said you fucked him 4 times, but we already knew that you fucked him 4 times. You already said that.
Yeah, Hannah, you tell that story like it's your last fucking name. That's how much you mention it.
All right.
We already knew that one. I wish you would have told the Tyler fucking story.
Oh, we'll get there.
I want that one.
We will?
Well, yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there right now. We're wrapping up here. She says that she wants Peter to find someone who will love him, and then tells the producers to come down to the. She says that she wants Peter to find someone who will love him, to the producers, and then tells them to send him down to the green room where she'll be crying. I feel horrible for her. I get that this is a little lens greedy, and I get that this is grasping at straws, but we were all screaming at her last season, what the fuck are you doing? And she's paying for the price. She's paying the price for bad decision making right now, and that's hard to go through sometimes. She really made 2 poor choices. She picked Jed, which was dumb, and then she got all hopped up on the Tyler C craze.
And then chased him to New York and had a sleepover with him.
Alienated Peter, all the while. So I just feel bad. I think she's going through a rough spot right now.
I have a different kind of take on this, going through the tough spot. I think this is what happens when you reach a height of thinking that you're something, being on a TV show and thinking you're some kind of icon. Because imagine her going out meeting girls like, oh my God, when you said that on that show, I was so inspired for that. And then now it's starting to quiet down a little bit. And now you're trying to chase that high of being at the top. That's why she's here on this show. But it just comes off terribly. I think the America's thinking like, please leave. We're thinking, I think everybody else is like, this is sad. Come on, and as you said, taking up too much camera lens time.
Yeah.
It's time to go, Hannah.
I like it. She's chasing the dragon.
Yeah, she is. Well, listen, this whole thing is very awkward. Peter opens up the conversation with a well-placed, how you doing? She's crying her eyes out, so. Anyways, he tries to comfort her, but she's kind of just crying there, waiting for him to tell her what they should do. She's just not helpful. Like, you kind of get this vibe where, like, hey, you're the leader here. Like, in a weird way, I get that you're the woman, but you're the one that's been through this already as the head of the franchise. Like, have more spine here. She's just so lost. And it's kind of revealed that, what we talked about, that her picking Tyler before him really broke his heart / cheesed him off.
So at some point, I don't know if we brushed over this. I'm kind of half listening. Sorry. Did Peter call her out yet? Have we mentioned this on?
No.
Okay. Her chasing him. So his heart's broken. He's thinking, hey, maybe I'll still get a chance. Because I guess at the final rose, she actually set up a date with Tyler, right? And he was an afterthought.
Well, that's when he thought he didn't have a chance, but he was hopeful before that.
Right. And then I forgive me if I have this wrong, but did he say that, and now you've moved 20 minutes from my house?
Yeah. She moved probably into Encino or something and didn't talk to him.
Okay, but she moved 20 minutes. Let me explain the layout of Los Angeles, people.
Local haunts with Pat.
Where Peter lives is Thousand Oaks. That is about 45, 50-minute drive with no traffic in Los Angeles. Most people that are on this show live in Hollywood or Marina Del Rey or one of the water places, very far away. Where she put herself is very questionable.
Not if she bought a house.
I doubt she bought a house.
I bet she did. She won Dancing with the Stars.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. Well, let's get into Dancing with the Stars because
I think that explains why she's out here.
Really?
Do you not think she has money?
I don't.
I think she's got some Chad.
Not enough to buy a house in Encino.
But this, maybe north of the boulevard.
Maybe.
And that is the conclusion of our local LA segment. There's all this talk on the interwebs about how, this tease doesn't really make any sense because she has to go to Dancing with the Stars. Like the taping doesn't line up. So obviously Hannah Brenn's not going to be in this competition. But I get the feeling that he's going to be in her back pocket the entire season. He's going to at least be thinking about Hannah the entire season. And I feel ultimately he'll cheat on whoever he picks with her. And they'll have a lovely, happy life together.
I think he's far more cunning than we've given him credit for. I think he's well past her, well over her, ready to move on, trying to play the nice guy on camera, and probably at some point thinking will you get the fuck out of here, please?
Yeah, what am I supposed to do? You're making me look bad.
And by the way, are you insinuating that I'm going to leave this show and say, producers, I know this was all set up for me. You know what? I'm going to leave with Hannah now.
Yeah.
And you think that?
Right.
Because you're on the downward trend of that bipolar thing you got, baby.
Right. Well, she doesn't handle it that well because she gets so sassy at one point. He's like, do you regret sending me home? She's like, yeah, Peter, I think about it all the time. Hey, you're here.
This is my show.
But but all she said was, I think about it all the time. He should have been like, but do you regret it? And I think it could have been a really powerful moment.
Okay, so I thought it was... Okay, so it ends with them just yelling. I don't know what to do, right? Okay, so it ends with the two of them just yelling, I don't know what to do right now at each other. They say they're so confused.
No, that's not how it ends.
How does it end?
He says, would you consider coming on the show?
Oh, yeah, it was before that. The timeline's fucked up, but she goes, maybe.
Well.
She's not going to be on the show.
Yeah, all right.
You don't believe she's going to be on the show?
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right, that's the end
That'd be so funny if she came back on the show and she doesn't get a rose at the first rose ceremony.
I'd love that.
Or he leaves her at the altar.
That's what you get for picking Tyler C. and Jenna over me, you dumb bitch.
Hey.
That was Peter.
Okay. So that's the end of the episode. We will be back next week for hopefully just a 2-hour podcast. Thanks for hanging in there with us. Are we getting to
Yeah.
Okay. Before we go, let's get to a fan favorite segment, Errors and Omissions. Nick, you'll explain it after the cue. Hey, why don't you explain what Errors and Omissions is? Because it is a heady segment.
I'd be remiss if I didn't point out how much I love your choice for... oh, wait, no, that's...
Preference.
Never mind. Errors and omissions is where I point out places where we erred and things we omitted.
Yeah.
Let's see. Number 1, John Wick's dog.
I knew it. And you know what? I didn't Google it. I was on a run the other day. Why was I on a run? Because it's the first part of January. So I was on a run the other day.
Sheep.
Oh, when
Resolutions.
sometimes, when some people think run, they think you're on a run to go to the grocery store because you're working for someone as a personal assistant or doing an errand.
Oh, no, I was running.
Running.
Yeah, I was running. And I was thinking about John Wick, and I remembered all of a sudden it was no Jack Russell. It was like a little beagle. It was like a little hound,
It was a beagle.
It was a beagle.
It was a beagle.
Daisy.
Fucking idiot. You fucking idiot, Dylan.
I also pointed out so that was number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, I pointed out how I met some baby birds in the wild. John and Sally.
Yeah. Did ecstasy.
I did. They didn't. I wouldn't want to disparage John and Sally.
Yeah, because they're responsible adults.
I mean,
no, they're nurses and they're worried someone that they work with listen to this show and know that they did drugs with Nick.
Well, I think this is where the issue is.
That's that's really funny. You say they're nurses. They actually work at a bank, not a hospital. But
Important.
But they do commute together. And even though you say, like, oh, they're responsible, there were 10 people there. 60% of the people did ecstasy.
Okay. Somebody tells you to jump off a bridge, you jump off?
Will it get me high?
I didn't do it because other people did it. I was just, letting loose. It was a good year.
It's ridiculous.
Going to be another good one.
It's going to be a great one.
A couple more. That would have been a great place to move on. But a couple from tonight.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. One last week was, we mentioned the...
Nick, are you too high right now?
There's a little delay, but, I'll clean it up. The Chappelle Show sketch, I was talking about the slow motion one.
Yeah.
He called it, he was like, oh, that's when Keeping It Real.
Yeah.
That's called Keeping It Real. And no, it's an entirely different sketch called When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong.
Yeah, you already called this out in the episode.
You cut it out. You cut out part of it.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I still felt the pain of being corrected real time.
Yeah.
For the record.
Well, eat shit again, Pat.
Yeah. Just tonight, Pat called him Peter S. It's actually Peter K. Peter Krause. Real quick fact check on that one.
Is that a throat fart?
I don't know.
And I'm going to call this actually an omission, I guess. I really wanted to get to it early because it really cheesed me off when I saw it. I believe it was Aliyah surprised him with maybe it wasn't, someone else. Someone surprised him with a windmill.
Yeah.
And they did a putt-putt.
Oh, yeah.
The point of a windmill putt-putt is the propellers of the windmill are supposed to be able to knock the ball out of the way.
Yeah.
Right.
These propellers did not go
stationary.
No, they were halfway down. Like they didn't touch the floor. They didn't cover the hole.
Right.
Really cheesed me off.
Yeah,
and I omitted saying that.
That was an omission, and I'm so glad we went back to cover it.
Well, to be fair, Nick, perhaps the hole was at her waist level, but you didn't get a close enough look to see that the artists of the production had painted a hole.
You think
there.
you have to get air on this particular putt-putt course? Is that what you're trying to say?
Miniature golf courses do have ramps in some.
This one had no ramp in sight.
Sure, but putt-putt courses have all kinds of wacky stuff.
I love putt-putt, miniature golf, what have you.
Hey, so can we go home now?
Yes.
Guys, jump in the iTunes ratings and reviews. Oh, you got to close out the segment.
And that concludes Errors and Omission.
Guys, jump in the iTunes ratings and reviews. Leave us 5 stars if you can. Kind words would be great because next week, Pat will read a couple reviews. We're trying to get to 1,000. This year would be really, really great if we got 1,000 ratings. If you don't have time to say kind words, hit the 5 stars and just walk away. It helps the show so much. We love you guys for listening. We're so excited to be back to break down another brand new season of The Bachelor. We'll see you next week. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Pat, say goodbye.
Bye, guys.